Alright guys, with the new set coming on Friday, I want to talk a bit about what we could possibly be expecting and what I would like to see in the new set. So far as the Pokemon side of the release, we already have some of the new Ultra Beasts confirmed with a new trailer that was already dropped for this set. We only have 3 new EXs confirmed that are in packs. We have the Tapu Koko, the Guzzlord, and Buzzwole. We also have our Ultra Necrozma that's coming out, but that will likely be earned in offline battles for limited time events. Ultra Necrozma looks a little crazy, with it as attack with 2 Psychic Energy and 2 Metal Energy. It discards the top 5 cards of your deck and your opponent's deck. So with 4 attacks, you or your opponent have no deck, which might come in handy if your opponent has more cards than you, but it's also a double-edged sword. For Buzzwole though, he doesn't seem very impressive to me. He has an attack that does 120 damage for 3 energy, which isn't terrible by itself. But on this next turn, it can't attack with that attack. And can only use its first attack, which does 30 damage, which is very meh. Like, it's not going to work out very well unless you do some fossil shenanigans with switching out. But we'll see what happens when it's finally in-game and we can play around with it. And the last Ultra Beast EX we have confirmed is Guzzlord, which is my most anticipated one. He has a basic EX with 170 HP, which is the highest HP Pokemon we have for a basic Pokemon. He also has the attack Grindcore, which does 30 damage, but also acts as a Team Rocket Grunt, which flips a coin until you get tails and discards energy for each heads that you land. So that attack will most likely be a counter to Giratina Darkrai decks. Maybe even the new Charizard with the rare candy introduced has become really strong. Or any other, even Palkia or Dialga that has a lot of energy to build up to do his attacks. That might be really strong against it if you get some good luck. We also have some basic Ultra Beasts coming out, which I won't go over too much, as this is not the point of this video. But Nihilego seems like a crazy support card. If you have 2 of them on the bench, your opponent takes 30 damage for your poison each time you take damage from it, which might introduce back a Wheezing Koga decks. Hopefully not. That's really annoying, but it seems like a really strong card for support. And finally, we have a non-Ultra Beast EX for this deck, the final one that's confirmed. I'm sure there will be more when the set actually releases, but he seems kind of crazy. He seems like the original Pikachu EX, dealing 90 damage and only 2 turns of ramp up. His first attack does 20 damage and attaches energy to himself. And then his second attack requires 3 energy, but with the one you had from the attack and the other one you attach from your attack, you have 2, plus your next turn's energy, you have 3, dealing 90 damage on turn 2. It's kind of crazy. We'll see what happens. He doesn't have a lot of health though, so it might be easy to take out. As for the trainer side of things, the only thing we have confirmed so far is Lusamine. I'm sure there will be more coming within this set, but we only have Lusamine confirmed so far, which to me doesn't seem that impressive at first glances. But once we get to play with her, my opinion will probably change. What she allows you to do is after one of your Pokemon are knocked out, you can get 2 energy from your discard pile and allow it to one of your Pokemon. Now, as to why this doesn't seem that impressive to me, is because by the time one of your Pokemon are probably knocked out, you would ideally want to have most of your Pokemon built up, and if not, well, your Pokemon that you do have built up, they'll be building up your other ones. So I don't know if that's warranting one of your slots or 2 slots in your deck when it's so limited. I think we get 2 to 3 more trainer cards in this set alone. I think we'll get ones very targeted at Ultra Beasts themselves. Blacephalon does 70 damage to itself when it attacks. I don't see any way how that's runnable. I believe there's a trainer card that'll either reduce the damage taken from that attack, or it'll reduce the amount of damage he takes within the next turn after he attacks, because I don't see any way how that's runnable. Now onto the cards that I want to see getting implemented into the set. I want to see a trainer card that'll either block your opponent from playing a trainer card next turn. So block Professor Oak, Cyrus, Nurse Joy, Green, anything like that. Or a trainer card that will prevent your Pokemon from being swapped out to block things like Cyrus and Sabrina. So if you've been playing the game at all, you have an idea of how strong Cyrus can be. He pretty much ran every top meta deck, and I think it's kind of taken away from certain decks like Venusaur, which is a healing deck, or even cards like Butterfree, which heals 20 damage from every single one of your Pokemon that are in play. So I think Cyrus is taken away from that, and I think it'll be fair to add a trainer card that you can only have 2 on your deck for. That will allow you to block Cyrus for a turn. Now I'm hoping to see this because I've noticed that Cyrus you can't really do anything about, to where Sabrina you can choose which card is swapped in. So with Sabrina you can kind of counter it. With Cyrus you're kind of screwed over. So a way to play around the Cyrus I think would be a good introduction to the game. Alternatively though, we could have a Pokemon tool card where it allows you to stop being from switched out or switched in. You could call it like an anchor card, and it pretty much just allows your Pokemon to stay switched in. So say you have a Lucario on your active Pokemon spot, and your opponent wants to play a Cyrus. If you attach the anchor card, it will prevent it from being moved unless you yourself retreat. And once you retreat, the anchor will fall off. I think that would be pretty balanced. I don't think that it would be too overpowered since you can't use it more than once. Once you switch out, it falls off, but it also counters Cyrus and Sabrina as well. And I think Cyrus is kind of overpowered right now, so that introduction would be very good. Now, as for some Pokemon I'd like to see in this set, I would like to see a Lunala and Solgaleo introduced but non-EX variants, so that if your opponent has an Oricorio, you can kind of switch that in and not be trapped in. But that's more of like a just show some love to non-EX cards, but not too certain we'll see that at all. I would like to see a water type for Gen 7 EX card. I don't think we have one. We have one for Incineroar and a Decidueye EX. So hopefully we can get one for Primarina, but I'm not too hopeful though since we didn't get one for the Gen 4 starters. We didn't get one for Torterra or Empoleon. But that's what I would like to see for the Pokemon side of things and the trainer card side of things. With that being said, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Please let me know what kind of cards you don't want to see, what kind of cards you want to see, what card you want to see the most, and what card you want to get the most. Please like the video, subscribe, and share.